It's been over 4 months since I first learned of the mythical Rocket League player that goes by the name Backwardio. At the time, a quick search on ballchasing.com provided me with a list of replays that proved the player was real. But since it was an Epic account, there wasn't really an easy way for me to reach out and make contact with them. Now fast forward to just a few weeks ago, this post hit the front page of the Rocket League subreddit, while more people chimed in to say that they too had played with the legendary Backwards champ. And with this new publicity came the discovery of a YouTube video that Backwardio had made shortly after I had given up my search. After leaving a comment on his video, I impatiently waited while Backwardio fandom continued to grow on the subreddit, with some users even posting their own Backwards plays with titles asking if Backwardio would approve. By the end of the week, this meme post summed up the state of the subreddit pretty well. But more importantly, I had finally made contact with Reddit's new Rocket League hero. Backwardio had recently started streaming, and was ready to share both his impressive clips and his story. Alright, to start off, Backwardio, can you please tell us your forward rank and how long you've been playing Backwards for?
The highest I've gotten forward was GC1, and I've been playing Backwards for around 250 hours now. The highest rank I've been on Backwardio is probably Champ 1.
Close to Champ 2, I think. I think I've seen you like Div 4 in some of your clips.
I did get to like Div 4 and I did hit Champ 2, but I hit Champ 2 playing with another friend going forward, so that does not count.
What you're saying is you've been solo queuing for most of this?
I generally solo queue my Backwards games, but it's not a strict rule.
There's some people out there that can't find teammates, and you're driving around backwards and you're saying you have people that want to play with you?
Yeah, I have few friends, and there was one of them that enjoys playing Backwards with me.
With you, okay. Why? That's probably the biggest question from both me and those watching right now. A game like Rocket League with an incredible skill ceiling, you have to make it harder for yourself. Why are you doing this?
Honestly, I've always been interested in playing games differently. It started off with me just wanting to beat my friends while Backwards to mess with them. Then it changed to me playing exclusively with a friend while Backwards.
There was 2 of you at the start?
Yeah, we both made accounts. I was Backwardio, and he made an account named Backwaluigi. We climbed to Plat 3, both Backwards. Then he got tired of the Backwards dream, and I went on solo.
Wait a second. So you're telling me for a while out there was people in Platinum getting beaten by 2 players playing Backwards. That's amazing. You probably made a few people quit the game. How do you feel about that?
We've seen a lot of the disconnected. Like, they didn't leave the match, they just disconnected because they
stopped. Just trying to figure out what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, explain the rules of Backwardio gameplay. When we're watching some of these clips, sometimes you can do aerials. I've seen you use the front of your car to get touches on the ball. Do you have written rules? Is it loose?
Yeah, none of it's written in stone. So my general rule of thumb is to travel backwards. I discovered early on that if I don't boost in the net, it makes saving the ball incredibly difficult. So mostly in the interest of not making my teammates rage quit, I let myself boost a little bit on defense and maybe a touch of boost to gain some height on a shot or something. As for using the front of my car, I don't usually care where the ball hits my car as long as I'm traveling backwards.
It's all right. I feel those rules are fair. I've noticed teammates often think you're trolling. They throw up a forfeit after only 1 goal or even well tied. So how do you deal with that? Or convince people you're actually trying and can be competent driving backwards the whole time? I mean, you understand their side of it, right?
Well, I understand, and it comes up a lot, actually. Generally, I have to let my gameplay convince them, because no matter what I say, they don't believe in a backwards teammate. And I've lost games from teammates quitting, even when we're up. Like, they just notice I'm backwards and forfeit. It sucks.
I guess on the positive side, if you had to choose between having an AFK teammate and a backwards teammate, you're at least better than that, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah, it's funny how long it seems to take sometimes for anyone to notice that you're backwards. There's this one clip from your stream that I took that has you score like a minute into the game. And as everyone watches the replay, you can tell by the chat that your teammate and then the opponent are both only now coming to the realization of what you just did, that you scored going backwards.
Yeah, and that's what I need to win. I need to make that goal or that good save to impress them, because if I just let a goal in our net and I'm backwards and they see it, it's over. They're done.
Right, yeah, you gotta set a precedent that shows you can play this way.
Yeah.
Now, when I asked you to send me some of your funniest teammate interactions, you sent this clip. So as we watch it back, I want you to kind of talk us through what went down here.
So I overcommitted a little bit in the corner, and the ball got hit towards our net. I frantically flipped back to try to save the ball, and they got the ball past me and scored it. And then my teammate, even though I've been playing with this guy for 2.5 minutes,
yeah, like half the game.
Yeah, half the game, he didn't even notice that I was driving backwards and asked if I knew how to half flip, and then called me a scrub.
Right. He hasn't noticed you've been playing backwards this whole time. You guys have obviously been doing well enough to stay tied in champ. So he assumed you were backflipping because he couldn't half flip. And little did he know it's actually worse than that, because the truth is you are purposely backflipping. You know how to half flip, you're just not.
Yeah, I choose not to.
In watching you play, I have to say, I think it's really your defense that is winning you a lot of these games. Like sometimes you're MVP with 5 or 6 saves, which I guess shows it's more about positioning, not necessarily mechanics when it comes to the champ rank.
The Backwardio playstyle is all about defense, honestly. Obviously, I'm not going to be faster than them, so I need to use my GC game knowledge to my advantage.
You know, I will say it is surprising how many mechanics you're still able to do going backwards. Like, it's not like you sit in net all game.
Dude, yeah,
I've seen some impressive flicks. Your wall play's decent. You even managed to pull off this very scuffed Doomsy dish, if there's any of my viewers old enough to remember when we used to use that term. But I did want to take a minute to highlight this backwards demo play you sent me, because even with my extensive knowledge of demolitions in Rocket League, I can't say I've ever thought of the possibility of going for something like this.
So it started off actually as an accident, and when I did pull it off, I was hyped more than my opponent, unfortunately. I haven't quite got this mechanic down yet, as it's a full commit, and I try to save those for desperate situations. I don't usually full commit to anything.
This was a desperate situation. You prevented him from scoring. This was a 1v1. Now, of course, you can't demo with the back of your car. That's impossible. The rules require an impact with the front of your hitbox. But apparently, you can hit supersonic while dodging backwards, as shown here. So I did share this with some players from the Boom Squad, which is a community dedicated to demolitions in Rocket League. They have tens of thousands of demolitions, and a lot of them were like, had never seen something like this before, or even thought it was possible. So it's appropriate that it's Backwardio that shows us this is possible, I think. And for our final clip, we have the Backwardio ceiling shot. Now, maybe this only gets half marks because you didn't use your dodge, but this is still a pretty amazing play and shows the potential to actually do a complete delayed dodge ceiling shot, maybe in the future. Now, I know you just recently scored this, sending it to me while we were getting ready for the video. Have you been trying for one for a while, or did this just kind of happen?
I actually hit one before. It was nearer to the beginning of Backwardio's journey. I don't usually try for fancy stuff like this unless I'm ahead and there isn't much time left, because it's really easy to throw a game.
Right. You are playing backwards.
Yeah, and I try not to throw my leads when I can.
Yeah, so much of your game is making sure that you've shown that you can play backwards so your teammate doesn't give up, right?
Yeah.
You don't give up some easy goals right off the bat, and not being too risky. But yet, somehow, playing like this, you continue to win in champ. You're a backwards champ. It's impressive. Now, if people want to watch more Backwardio content, where do they got to go?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch, and I post the occasional YouTube video, both under the name of Backwardio.
All right, I'll have Backwardio's links in the description and pinned comment below. And if you want to check out my new channel, I recommend starting with this video showcasing the 9 strangest things ever purposely dropped from an airplane. Enjoy.